Hello friends, Namaste and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we shall be looking at the challenges that we are facing with our net metering. This is part 3 in the series covering challenges and opportunities of our rooftop solar power generation project. We have received the bills for July 2025, and as we can see, there are 3 meters, one each for building A, which is for 44,160 rupees. The other one is for building B, which is for 4,710 rupees. And there is one for STP and fire pumps, which is for 18,000 rupees. We will now take a look at the net metering part of each bill. Here is the one for building A, this one is for building B, and this one is for the STP and fire pumps. You will notice that the tariff for building A and for building B is designated as LT-1 residential 3-phase, whereas that for STP and fire is LT-1A. There is a slight difference in the tariff rates, but more importantly is that there is a 12% deduction in the amount that is exported. So we'll take a closer look at this. As you can see, in both A and B buildings, the units exported are the difference between the previous reading and the current reading. But when it comes to the export reading of STP, there is a difference of 12%. It's only 88% of the actual difference between the current and previous readings. This is part of the MSEDCL policy. We will now break down the details of the net metering bill. As you can see from the chart which is displayed on your screen now, for A building, the export was only 41.39% of generation. That means less than half of what is generated is exported as far as building A is concerned. When we look at building B, we discover that it is almost 68% of generation that is exported. That's a big difference. And then we see the same figure for STP fire pumps meter. And we discover that the percentage exported out of the total generation is a mere 36.41%. If we look at it from another angle, in terms of export to import ratio, we will find that for every single unit that is exported by the A building meter, 7 units are imported. Likewise, you can see the other two figures for building B and for STP fire meters. We will now work out the financial impact due to the shortfall in export. Let us first calculate the rate per unit. This works out to 19.98 rupees per unit. If we could raise the exported units to 68% like it is for building B, we would be exporting 597 units instead of our present rate of 363 units. In other words, there's a difference of 233 units for this month. If we convert that loss of 233 units in terms of money, that works out to 4,655 per month or 55,000 per year. We can do the same calculation for the STP bill, and it looks something like this. The rate per unit is slightly lower than the previous example, and it comes to 19 rupees and 39 paisa. And if we raise the units exported to 68%, the difference in the current export and the anticipated export would be 829 units. Converting that into money by multiplying it with the rate per unit, it comes to 16,074 rupees a month or 1,92,891 rupees. If we take the combined loss between A building and STP, the total works out to almost 2.5 lakh rupees per year. That is quite a sizable amount. As we know, there is no export when the supply from MSEDCL fails. Now, is that causing low export? the best way to know would be to find out how long the power outages last. And the best way to find that out is to find out how many hours the DG is running, because the DG only runs when the grid supply fails. The source of this information is the periodical field service report which is sent to us by the DG servicing agency Dynapulse. Let us see what it has to say. Let us see what the field service report has to say. For the 2-month period from 7th of March to 9th of May, the DG was running for 62 hours, which is on an average 31 hours per month. Next month, for the period between 9th May to 9th of June, the running time was 25 hours. So we can even take an average of approximately 30 hours per month, or that works out to 1 hour per day. 1 hour per day works out to about 4% of the time, or that would translate to 1,633 rupees only. What that means is that we have to find the answer somewhere else. Power failures are only a small fraction of the loss. Perhaps Grishma could use their good offices to find out why. Is it something to do with a faulty meter? Maybe. So let us wait for a response from our vendors, Grishma. Friends, that brings us to the end of this video. I thank you very much for your attention and for the time. So I'll see you once again in my next video, and until then, bye-bye.